A full outer join finds the intersection plus information on the left, not on the right, and information on the right, not on the left. It is not the same as a union or a cross join. And here's my full outer join work file. Let's do edit, select all, copy it, and let's go back to SQL Developer. So how do we describe a full outer join by example? Well, here is an example, the venue and the act. We're assuming, if we look at the data model here, the act is not directly related to the venue. In fact, it could be said that the show forms an associative entity or a many-to-many relationship join resolution entity between the venue and the act. In other words, there are venues that may have acts, but they may not. They could be empty. There are acts that may not be performing, so they're not set up at any venue. So the link between the act and the venue is the show. So an act has a show, a venue has a show. They may not necessarily be all joined together. So we could have acts that are not assigned to venues, and vice versa, we could have venues that have no acts assigned to them. So we'd pick that up in a full outer join. So this is the full outer join syntax for the venue joined to the show, joined to the act. Full outer join, venue show, full outer join, onto act. The Oracle proprietary syntax with a little plus sign doesn't exist. You can't do this, which we can see in the next example. There are a few other restrictions as well, actually. So this it won't allow. It obviously is not going to allow this. It just doesn't exist in the Oracle proprietary syntax. It won't allow you to do the little plus sign, a full outer join, and it's obviously going to be erroneous as well. Additionally, when you're doing an outer join, it actually won't allow you to outer join more than one table. As you can see by the error, it is not allowed. So outer joins are quite limited unless you're using the ANSI standard syntax. So let's try to prove an outer join by counting all the intersecting rows between venue, show, and act. In other words, all venues that have acts that have shows and vice versa. So here's the count. I have 160 rows. Let's look at the left outer join, from venue to show to act. Gives me 308 rows, which is interesting. And then the right outer join, from venue to show to act, is 165. So we've got different counts on all of them. Got 160. We've got 308. And we've got 165. When we do the full outer join, we should actually get something close to 308, probably a little bit more. We can actually prove that, first of all, say count star from venue, select count star from act, select count star from show. So how many venues do we have? 177. How many acts do we have? 59. How many shows do we have? 160. So now going a little further, let's find all the venues. We're going to use something that's a little bit more advanced here, where the venue ID is in select venue. We will do subqueries in the next course from show. All I'm trying to find out here is I'm trying to find all the venues that have shows. And according to this, we have 29 venues. Only 29 venues have shows. And there are actually 177 venues. So we got 177 minus 29 venues actually don't have any shows. Not in my database. Doesn't mean they don't exist. It means I haven't added them. It's a lot of data to add. Don't really need all that much just to show examples in a course like this. And let's go to the ACT table, where ACT ID, we need to put in there, select ACT ID from ACT. How many acts actually are performing? Oh, wait a minute. I typed that incorrectly. Select show, not act. How many acts are performing in shows? Again, a small number, or actually 54, 59. There are 5 acts that are actually not performing. Well, those are probably the supporting acts. So the chances are in the data I set up, all my acts are performing. The venues don't all have shows. A full outer join is not the same as a cross join. When we count the full outer join between these 3 tables, the venue, the show, and the act, regardless of whether they're supporting acts or not, what do we get? We get 313 rows. Cross join these 3 tables and we get 161.67 million. You can see that's different, very different. The union count is different again. It's taking the counts and adding them all together. It's totally different to the full outer join. So just remember that a full outer join is not in any way the same as a cross join or a union. That's full outer joins. Let's go and take this text, plop it into the work file so that we can give it to you at the end of the course.